What's up YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here, and in this episode we'll take a closer look at a Pokemon that doesn't need any energies to be really good. Yup, Chandelure from Noble Victories. Okay, let's start. He has an HP of 130, which keeps him safe from any blue flares or bolt strikes without the help of plus power. So that's a good thing, since those are probably the most used cards in our format. Aside to that, he has a weakness to darkness instead of the usual psychic weakness of a psychic card, and that's because this is actually a ghost Pokemon. So you might be wondering, what the hell is he saying about using him without any energies? He clearly has an attack. Yeah, that's true, but in a few minutes your opinion will be completely different. Let's check out his attack first. It's called Eerie Glow, and for 3 energies you can deal 50 damage. That's all, yeah, I'm afraid so. But the good news is the side effect, which makes your opponent's active Pokemon burned as well as confused. So this could really be helpful if you want to stall, but if you really need it. But I prefer using this card only for his ability called Cursed Shadow. It states once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like, so you can spread them out over your opponent's field, which just screams for knocking out baby Pokemon. But some people might just think it's bad, since Chandelure must be your active Pokemon and you can only deal 30 damage a turn with this. Well, no, this is where Dodrio from Untitled comes in. With a Pokebody that reduces the retreat cost of your Pokemon by 2, it gives Chandelure free retreat. So imagine yourself that you have 4 Chandelures in play. This means 120 damage spread over your opponent's field each turn. Wow, that's insane, and you can get some cheap prize cards with that by knocking out weaker Pokemon like babies and even Tinamos and weak Pokemon like that. The only problem might be the speed. That's why I suggest you run the maximum of 4 rare candies together with the ultra fed line of Pokemon from the Chandelure line, 4 Litwicks, 4 Lampens and 4 Chandelures. And I suggest running the promo version of the Litwick, since they can bring out basic Pokemon when you really need to at the start. The deck usually runs on no energies, so it means 0 energies at all, but you can try running some rescue energies to keep the Chandelures alive. And yeah, just put them back in your hand with rescue energy, as well as using Litwick's first attack, which is for a Carlos energy. You can search your deck for a basic Pokemon, so that's also good. And even Super Rod and Revive can help you out, since the main Pokemon of your deck is Chandelure. You want to have them on your field each turn. That's why you're running cards that can bring them back. And with almost no energies in your deck, you can easily make your own version of this deck. Maybe adding Vileplume, the Trainer Lock, could help you prevent knockouts on your Dodrios. So definitely consider running a Dodrio line of 2-2, and maybe Vileplume could help you as well. And that's it for another deck analysis. And now to the long-awaited Poké-news of this week. Let's start with the art designs of our new boosters, Next Destinies. We have a Reshiram booster, Zekrom, Mewtwo and Regigigas. They look really sweet, and I will definitely open a lot of these in the future. We can also see the team decks, which will be Zekrom and Reshiram, and the good thing about this is that they aren't that weak anymore, so the team decks will actually be better than the ones in the past, which is perfect for beginners to get into the game with the Reshiram and Zekrom. And here we also have the small blister, which I talked about before with the Beartick line. You will also have a Zoroark line, so that's good as well, but I explained that in a previous episode. And now some more English news. There are already card scans on the internet of our new set. You can check out Kyurem EX in the English form, as well as Reshiram, Zekrom, Mewtwo, and even other cards like the Legendary Birds, which is awesome because there will be another Zapdos card I can collect, as well as the other version of their Manatan. And while we're still at the English news, here's a new promo card. It's number 25. It's Scraggy, which is a really funny Pokemon in my opinion. And yeah, it's also nice to collect the promos of each sets when they come out, like black and white promos or gold promos. It's also nice to collect those. Next on my list is the new Victini 10, which is out, by the way. You should totally get it if you want to have a Victini with the ability, because there will be a promo Victini, as I already mentioned a few episodes ago, but it will have a different artwork than the one in the set, as usual, because it's a promo card. You also get a great collectible figurine. And then there's one more thing on my list for English news before we begin with the best news. There are 2 new league promos available, a Whirlipede and a Psychic Energy. Again, those are just collectible cards, and they don't really fit into any deck except for the Psychic Energy, maybe, to have some sort of unique Psychic Energy in your deck. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, the most interesting cards from the newest Japanese set, Dark Rush. Let's begin with the best news first, the new EX cards. We already took a look at Ante EX, Raikou EX and Darkrai EX before, but it's nice to see the full art art version of those cards, because it's always epic to see the full art versions anyway. And the last surprising EX in this set is Suicune EX. Nah, I'm just joking, it's Tornadus EX actually. It looks really sweet, but it's kind of strange that they didn't include Suicune EX. Let's check out Tornadus, by the way, with a nice HP of 170. For a basic, you can start with complaining in the first place, and his retreat cost is still only 1, just like we knew him in the past. And same goes for his fighting resistance and his lighting weakness, but his attacks are completely different, and that's a good thing. Now he deals 30 damage with his first attack for a double Carlos energy, and if there's a stadium card in play, this attack deals 60 damage instead, which is really good to start with. So with a simple double Carlos energy and a few stadium cards in your deck, this card will definitely be played a lot. And it gets better for the energy cost of 3. He deals 100 damage with his attack Power Blast, and then you have to flip a coin. If tails, discard an energy attached to Tornadus, and this could really come in handy in Magnezone Electric decks, as well as the new Raikou EX is also really good because he also discards energies. And here we have them again, but then in the regular version, both versions look really epic. It also increases the chance of pulling one, since you have different versions. You can get the full art or you can get the regular EX. But it's all about the playability, right? And now let's check out some more cards from the set. Here's Venusaur. I already talked about that one as well, but I'll do a quick recap for you, those of you who don't remember what it does. It has an ability to check your deck for any card once during your turn and put that card directly in your hand, and that's what I call a really wicked ability. Another great card looking at is Asphalt, because its second attack for a double Carlos energy deals 50 damage, and it automatically paralyzes and poisons your opponent's Pokemon. That's just crazy. But it has a side effect though, return this Pokemon and all cards attached to it back to your deck. So what? Just run 4 copies and some Shelmets, as well as Communication, double Carlos energy, and Collector, and you have a great combo going. Next up is Volcarona, with the ability to increase the damage on burned Pokemon, meaning if your opponent flips a coin when they're burned, and if it fails, they receive 4 damage counters instead of the usual 2, and that's really great, but I talked about that one before as well. And here is Slowbro, which isn't actually that good. It's really bad in my opinion, but I'll talk about it anyway. It deals 80 damage for 2 energies, so that's good, but then he's asleep. What the hell? And his ability isn't helping either. It states if you have 6, 4 or 2 prize cards left, this Pokemon can't attack, and his retreat cost is also really bad. 3 retreat cost. Nah, just a card that isn't worth looking at, but it's just funny because it has an ability that actually doesn't help him, which is really crazy. That's why I'm talking about Slowbro, the typical Slowbro. Next on my list is Empoleon, which is a Sinnoh starter, by the way. It has an ability to choose 1 card from your hand and discard it, and then draw 2 cards in return. So it's a weaker version of Ninetales, but his first attack is really interesting. This attack does 10 damage times the total number of Pokemon in play, and this can really stack up to 120 damage for a single energy. You might as well say goodbye, Rashiflosion. Another nice card is Espeon, which has the ability to neglect all effects of attacks that your opponent uses, so no more being paralyzed by Vanillux and stuff. And the good news is that you can use this even when Espeon is on your bench. And now it's up to Aerodactyl, the fossil Pokemon. It has a unique ability that states as long as this Pokemon is in play, all of your Pokemon's attack do 10 more damage to the active Pokemon of your opponent, which is like a plus power that lasts until Aerodactyl is knocked out. Pretty nice, but it's also pretty difficult to get the fossil Pokemon out with the new fossil mechanic. So yeah, we'll see if this card gets some playability or not. And next we have Crocodile and Zoroark, which are really playable because they're darkness Pokemon. You'll see why when I look over the trainer cards, but I also talked about those before, so if you want to check them out, go check out my older episodes or go to Pokébeats.com to read them yourself. And now to Blizzy, the healing Pokemon. This time his ability states flip a coin once during your turn, and if it's head, you heal 30 damage from your active Pokemon. This could be really useful in decks like Roslog decks, or decks that use manipulation of damage. And the last Pokemon I'd like to talk about are the new shiny Pokemon, Gardevoir and Archeops. They both have an ability and could be used in decks with the right cards, of course. First off is Gardevoir, which is a Hoenn Pokemon which has a low HP but has a fine ability. It states as long as this Pokemon is in play, each basic energy attached to your psychic Pokemon provides 2 psychic energies instead. Holy macaroni! Yeah, that's just insanely good news for a Mewtwo EX. Just play cards like Pachirisu Shaman or even Celebi Prime to get the energies going, and then get out the Gardevoir, and then this will really be effective. So this format will really enjoy the refreshments of the upcoming EX cards. And then we have the shiny Archeops, which is a reprint from the older Archeops we know from the Noble Victories. So wow, that's a lot of Poké-news, right? But it's not done yet. Now we have to take a look at the most important stuff of all, the new trainer cards. First up is Crash Hammer. Yeah, sounds familiar? Yeah, it also reminds me of Crushing Hammer, but without a coin flip. It discards a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, and that's it. So yeah, it could be playable. And a few decks like Durin or something. Next is Dark Patch, which lets you search your discard pile for a basic Darkness energy and attach it to one of your Darkness Pokemon, which is again good news for the Darkness Pokemon I mentioned, Crocodile and Zoroark, even Darkrai EX, so really good for Darkness Pokemon. And next is Rare Candy. Yeah, you heard it right. One of the most important trainers or items of all time is finally being reprinted in a new version, so it means lots of people will have the chance to pull one of those. I really suggest if the set gets released in English, get those before the rare candies can stack up again with the price. So on eBay they cost about, I don't know, they're really expensive nowadays, rare candies, and even reverse. And the next on my list is Old Amber. This is a fossil card to bring out Aerodactyl I mentioned before. It states, look at the bottom 7 cards from your deck, choose an Aerodactyl card you find there and place it on your bench. Return the others back into your deck, of course. So as I said, it's quite hard to pull off this maneuver because it's a whole different fossil mechanic, and that's why it's kind of hard getting out fossils. But when they are out, they're really good, like Caracosta defense Pokemon, Archeops Trainer Lock, not Trainer Lock, Evolution Lock, and yeah, Aerodactyl, the plus power forever, something like that. Next is Darkness Claw, which is also really good. It's a tool card that helps you out, that helps out Darkness Pokemon actually. If Darkness Pokemon is holding this, all his attacks deal 20 more damage, so you can easily stack up, maybe adding Aerodactyl, doing more damage, plus power, so lots of damage with the right cards. And now it's time to check out the new supporter. It's called Bad Team's Jimmy and Sabu. Say what? Yeah, it's a strange name, but it lets you flip a coin, which is not good because I don't like flipping coins on a supporter. Yeah, it states if it heads, you choose 3 cards from your opponent's hand without looking, and then let your opponent shuffle those back into his deck. It's a risky card, but it can be a great way to disrupt your opponent's hand completely, like in Durin deck. So maybe it could see some playability, maybe it won't. We'll have to wait and find out. And now 2 more cards to go. First is Twist Mountain, the stadium card that states each player may flip a coin once during his or her turn. If heads, he or she looks through their discard pile and pick a fossil Pokemon they find there and place them directly on their bench. This could really help out the cards I mentioned before, Archeops, Aerodactyl and Caracosta, but you can only get out the basic form of the fossil, so no final evolutions. And to finish off this insanely long Poké-news, Pokemon Catcher. Wait, what? Yeah, you talked about that before, didn't you? Yep, it's the card that everyone is talking about when Emerging Powers came out. It's in every winning deck at the moment. You probably knew already that it costs a lot for the trainer card. It's an uncommon and it really costs a lot. Even reverse, it's worth more than the full arts of the set. And yeah, what about it? Yeah, now we have Golden Catcher. So what? Yeah, holy exploding magma mines in the air. That must be worth a lot. Yeah, it sure is. It's a secret rare and it'll be really epic to play with that in a deck. Imagine you play with 4 golden catchers in your deck. That would be crazy. Anyways, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, click the like button. I really appreciate that. And if you have any questions, thoughts, or awesome new ideas, go crazy in the comment section and let me know what's on your mind. And I usually get back to you if I have the time. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos like episodes, battle videos, openings, and more stuff by subscribing, because next week we'll be checking out Cobalion, Kyurem, and Electrode, which is stands for cake. If you look up cake on Google, you'll find a Pokemon deck called Cake. And anyways, it'll be a Christmas special, and I'll see you all next time. This was ZapdosTCG. Yo!